Have you been up here before, Dr. Gertler?
No. Have you?
No, I haven't, really.
You do not seem certain.
I've been wondering.
Yes?
I was only wondering if I could have been here when I was a very small child.
Mrs. Ormond, I am a student. A very old student now, but we students do not sometimes display good manners. So I would not like for you to think of me as impertinent or inquisitive.
It didn't occur to me that you were, or might be.
Lately, my studies have expanded to include the human mind, so I go about asking questions.
If this means you want to ask me some questions, you can, but I don't think you'd find me much use. I've always thought the psychoanalysts monstrously exaggerated everything. I can't believe that all the little fears and fancies one has are of any real interest or value.
Even a few years ago I would have agreed with you. But I have since learned that we do not understand ourselves or the nature of our lives. There happens continually just outside the edges of our attention, those little fears and fancies as you call them. They may be all important because they belong to a profounder reality. It is much like the vague sounds of the city that we hear outside when we are inside a theatre. What is it?
Well, you see, suddenly I felt... Well, I could have sworn you'd said all that to me before. You and I sitting talking like this. And then you said, because they belong to a profounder reality, like the sounds of the city we hear sometimes inside a theatre. Oh, I'm so sorry. I must be tired.
Mrs. Ormond, what made you come here?
Pure chance. We wanted to spend this weekend somewhere in the country. A man at the hotel we dined at, tonight, not an hour ago, suggested this place. I'd never heard of it before.
It all seemed quite dull, ordinary.
Yes, until we were driving from Marling set up here.
Yes?
I find this very difficult. Quite suddenly I began to feel excited. About nothing, it seems. My heart was beating terribly. We stopped once, only a moment to make sure about the way. At the roadside, there were some white harebells. Just some white harebells. Of course, they looked lovely there, white and fragile and perfect, the edge of the great dark moor. It must have been just that. Anything else is silly.
There has not been a moment of crisis within your life with which you associate these flowers.
No, but that's exactly the feeling I had about them.
Then you arrived here.
Yes.
Have you met Mr. Fant yet?
Yes, but only for a few minutes.
Seems quite young for such a responsible post.
Yes.
It does not matter, of course. He's very fortunate, and he deserves to be. He's very clever, he's very charming. And he has a good heart, too, I think.
I'm sure he must have, Dr. Gertler. Why'd you stare at me like that?
Forgive me, I was thinking. Mr. Ormond, does he feel these things too?
I think you better ask him that yourself.
Yes, I will.
You may find him a little difficult. I mean, you mustn't mind if he seems rather brusque, odd.
Why should I? I too am rather brusque and odd myself.
It's really very kind and considerate when you know him. And he's got the most tremendous responsibilities. I thought he was going to have a rest this weekend, but he's brought a lot of work with him. He works far too hard.
Yes, he's a very unhappy man.
Dr. Gertler, why'd you say that?
I've seen enough unhappiness now to recognize it.